So I just read this article from the Financial Post and it got me thinking, and I wanted to share a quick breakdown in case some of you haven't seen this yet. And it's obviously about Canada's unemployment rate, which was just released yesterday at 7%, right? It ticked up to 7% in May, and now an economist is saying that we could hit 7.5% soon. Why? Because immigration, especially temporary immigration or temporary foreign workers, is still moving faster than expected, even after the government announced big cuts last year. So let's rewind for a second, okay? So a while back, the government and the former, more like the older government, said that it would pull back on immigration targets, cutting permanent residents, limiting temporary foreign workers, slowing down the intake of international students. Now, the idea was to pause the rapid population growth we were seeing and to give the economy a chance to catch up, right? It makes total sense. But here's what happened. Even though they made that announcement, visa approvals for temporary residents have actually gone up. So more people are still arriving, and that's keeping pressure on the labor market. And there are more people competing for jobs and not enough new jobs actually being created to match the pace that we're seeing. And so this is according to Capital Economics. According to them, instead of the population shrinking this year, it's probably going to grow by at least 200,000 people. Okay, that's just 2025 alone. That's just this year. So the slowdown they promised, it's not really happening, okay? That's just facts. And it's not about the number of people. Economists are actually pointing out that businesses are already facing higher costs from tariffs and generally shaky economic output or outlook. And so they're not necessarily rushing to hire people. And this is where things get tricky because more people looking for work, not enough demand to hire them, obviously, because more and more people keep coming in. And that's how you end up with rising unemployment. So it is no doubt that we're going to see higher unemployment this year. It is almost for certain, right? Like it's almost like a 95% chance in my opinion. Now there's another layer to this. Places like Ontario, Quebec, Manitoba are expected to be hit the hardest by this shift, okay? These are the provinces that will probably feel the most pressure in terms of jobs and economic slowdown. So I'm not saying immigration is bad, right? Like I'm not against immigration at all. I don't want anyone to get that idea. You know, I come from a family of immigrants. My wife is an immigrant. Okay, I don't hate immigrants at all. Long term, it's always been a part of Canada's growth story to immigrate. Okay, but if the job market and the housing market aren't keeping up to pace at all, we start to see these short-term cracks, okay, higher unemployment, affordability issues, pressure on our public services, amongst other things, right? And you can name and go down a list of other things it'll affect. So this is something worth really watching. And if you're job hunting right now or working in a business that hires people, these numbers might already be hitting close to home, right? It's a bit of a reality check in terms of what's happening. And even when the government says they're slowing things down, the actual data that we're seeing tells a different story. And so that's what I'm focused on. That's what I'm watching. Now, that's just my take. Let me know what you guys think of this possibility of easily a 7.5 unemployment rate, and that's the Canada unemployment rate very soon. Do you think we're heading in that direction? And do you think we're heading for more economic pain before things get better? Let me know what you guys think.